Okay, I'm done making trash games. Time to make something I actually play myself, or at least something I wouldn't regret having my name attached to. My last few projects, well, let's just say that they've been as fun as jamming a fork into a toaster. If you check this very scientific graph here, my average ranking in jams has been somewhere in the bottom 30%. Not ideal. The score to beat this time was 46%. So, when the Brackeys 2025.2 game jam rolled around, I thought, yeah, let's torture myself again. I know, I'm a genius, but wait until you hear what my game will entail. If you've never heard of a game jam before, essentially a bunch of game developers lock themselves in dark rooms, surviving on caffeine, while speedrunning the game dev process to fit a theme. If you make everything from scratch, code, art and sound, you get bonus bragging rights and possibly carpal tunnel syndrome. This jam's theme, risk it for the biscuit, which basically means to take a bold chance for a big reward. But since I live in Britain, I kinda got a bit carried away with the whole biscuit part of the theme. So I made Cookie Cat. You are a cat, you like cookies. Groundbreaking, I know. You drop into a level, bounce around platforms, collecting cookies randomly scattered around the level. Eat them all and pass the level. Sounds simple enough, right? Yeah, simple to play, but not so simple to code. And this is how I tortured myself for a week to make it. The first thing I tackled was the cat itself. I tried making a soft body circle by manually placing every single point, adding joints and then spring joints, and then adding colliders. Then I hacked together a line renderer and a mesh system so the circle would wobble around with a nice white fill and black outline. But the outline wasn't curved, it was just a straight polygon. I used a couple YouTube videos to wrap my head around how a soft body works, mainly this one by Binary Luna, so obviously go show them some love. Of course every blob needs a face, so I drew it quickly and then slapped it on. Instantly 10 times cuter. But when I tried resizing the cat by directly changing the distance of the joints, the entire thing said F you and became something you'd find crawling out of a lab accident, but at least I had a prototype. Then came the actual game mechanic. A claw hand sprite that drops the cat when you collect. Don't get attached, I deleted the sprite later since I couldn't be bothered to animate the claw hand. The cat follows your mouse horizontally, wink wink, then plummets when you press the button. Drop into cookies, add your score, easy. To make it less ugly, I mocked up a designer critter. Pink cats, purple borders, yellow buttons, stripes in the background, kinda like a circus tent. Then I rebuilt the UI in Unity with higher res graphics so it didn't look like it was drawn on a napkin. Coming back to trying to resize the cat, the more sensible solution was to write the code to procedurally generate the cat based on two variables, the radius and the number of points. Each point gets a collider, then linked together with joints to make a soft body. As you see here, this is the master function that generates the cat by calling the function to first calculate, depending on the radius and number of vertices, the initial positions of all the points to make a circle. Then iterate through all the circles, setting up the joints to the correct circle. Finally, set up the mesh and the cat is ready to go. This programming took bloody ages and every bug shaved off a year of my life experience to see, but hey, it worked. I could spawn bigger cats with more points and larger radius by just calling all the functions again. To make the cats look wobbly like jelly, I used some magic equation called a Catmull-Rom spline. The name is a big coincidence. To interpolate a curve between two circle points. I did a bounce sound effect, quiet for small bounces and loud for big ones by making the volume proportional to the cat's velocity, which was cool except rolling still triggered it. The sound effect does get a bit annoying and instead I should have made the volume proportional to a normal component of the velocity when it hits the ground. I also asked my brother to whip up some quick lo-fi beats for the background music. Shockingly not bad, not good either, but hey, it was original and better than whatever AI slop I found on YouTube. Next, I gave the player a goal. Boxes at the bottom of the level that multiply how many cookies you get. Risk it for the biscuit, remember. That was a risk and the biscuit was, well, still biscuits. Then I fought with scene management, built menus, pause screens, level selectors, somehow it all worked. Passing level 1 unlocked level 2. I did this using the player pref system to unlock the next level when you pass the previous by setting a higher and higher int value for the unlocked level. I finally actually drew a cookie sprite instead of the sad brown circles I was using, because nothing says game jam quality like having no plan and making it up as you go along. In the end, I squeezed out 6 levels. Levels might be generous, they're copy and pasted platforms with cookie rearrangements. Challenge? Non-existent, but finished? Yes. I uploaded it to itch.io with screenshots, a description and the usual please donate so I can justify my hobby plea, and then I hit submit. Surprisingly, the game was actually not that bad. To be honest, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Every part of it is basically finished. Not the best quality, but there's still art, UI and even sound effects. If I can be bothered, and if you bother to support it, I might actually turn this into a full game. I've got ideas for jump pads, trapdoors, hazards, and even some half-baked story nonsense. All I need is the right motivation. Anyway, 2 weeks of voting and anxiously waiting and the results were in. Out of 2,298 entries, I placed 466 overall. Best category, enjoyment at 353rd. Worst theme at 860th, which is fair since there wasn't really much of a gamble mechanic in the game. With 24 ratings, the average score was 3 stars, and I also beat the 46% score with a whopping 79%. So my best performance so far in a game jam. Obviously winning isn't the main goal here, getting better is, and getting better I definitely did. And yeah, that's my Brackeys Risk It for the Biscuit entry. You can play it on itch.io, links below, and you can also check out my game art assets on my page for your own game dev projects. Thanks for watching, and maybe this is my triumphant YouTube comeback, or maybe I'll vanish for another year, who knows. Alright, peace out.